Hello and welcome to Actuate Studio. In this short video, I'm going to show you how you can connect a DC-112 motion controller to Actuate Studio running on your Windows PC. Once that controller is connected, I'm going to show you how you can set the control limits, how you can run it in manual mode, and how you can monitor its motion in manual mode through the real-time signal graph. So let's get started. First thing I'm going to do, as you can see on Actuate Studio, there's presently no controllers listed on the left-hand side. I'm going to turn on this controller here. After it turns on, you'll see the blue light is lit. That means it's error-free and it's ready to run. You're going to see that that same controller has appeared now on the left-hand side of Actuate Studio, that same blue LED light next to its name there. And then the default name is going to use the controller model number followed by its serial number. You can rename that. So let's go in here and call it front arm, because that is what it's controlling on this arm right over here. And you'll see that in a moment when it runs. And then we're gonna, well, before we do that, I'll show you here that you can see the model number, you can see the part number and the serial number, as well as the current firmware version and its motion mode, which is stopped. Okay, so now let's go over to drive control. And in drive control, there's two halves. The left half is that run chart I told you about, and you'll see with the legend at the bottom, a bunch of useful signals. You can see the desired path. That's the path that's calculated by the trajectory calculator. That's the path that's going to be the most jerk-free and achieve the translate from the present condition to the desired set point. You're going to see the actual position of the motor, how well it's able to track that desired set point, that desired track. You're going to see the control input, which is the drive being sent to the motor, as well as the torque, which is the torque being applied to the motor. So you'll see that once it's running. On the right side here are the two slider controls. There's a range slider here, which is what we use to set those control limits I mentioned. And then there's the actual set point slider on the right. Right now it's set to 50%. Up above, there's a status. Right now I mentioned it's ready. That matches the blue light that I showed you earlier. And then the manual run control, which right now is off. So the first thing we're going to do is these set points, the control points are set to their maximum. We're gonna be pretty conservative and start with them pretty far in. We're gonna leave that set to 50%. So now when I raise the slider and move it up and down, it's gonna be setting a percentage point, and that percentage point is going to be the percent of this orange bar. So 50% is right in the middle of this orange bar. If I was to go down to 0%, it's gonna be right down here at this position here. So we'll start in the middle, start at 50%. Well, I'm pretty close to it. There we go, 46. And we're gonna put in run mode. So click on that. You can see it goes running. You can see the control chart is running, and you can see that it's pretty well holding at 50%. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna explore what's the maximum extension that I want. So I'm gonna drive this up to the maximum. You can see that the trajectory it calculated and how it achieved it. And then what you can do is you can test how much you want that control point to be. It's actually pretty close. I don't think I want it to be much more than that, given the current joint. Maybe what I'll do is I'll say I want it to be less than that. So I'm gonna drag it down a little bit, and I'll say, no, I want that to be my maximum. That's about 90 degrees in the joint. And you can see how it tracked with that maximum as I lowered the control limit. Okay, now we'll try the lower end. So let's drive this down to the lower end. Okay, well, I definitely want it to be able to go lower than that. So let's go and lower this down. Let's try that. I think that's good. That's like about a 0.1. Okay, so that's going to be our lower limit. And so now that you've got those two limits set, you can drive it in manual mode, really anywhere in those ranges, and it's going to respond to you. As quick as you move, it will attempt to set a trajectory which achieves that new set point without jerking the linear actuator or the arm. So you can see that. And as fast as I move it, it's not going to violate that. It's going to try and smooth it out. And you can go full range, up, down, or anything in between. And then I can stop it like that. And the run chart holds when you stop it. Now that I've stopped it, see the little LED goes back to blue, and you can see a run chart. So something to look at here. I had it down at the lowest point, that was 0.1, and you can see that the orange and the green are pretty close together. That means that the the motor was able to track the desired position pretty closely. You can see when I raised the control up, I wanted it to get to, I don't know, maybe a 0.2 up there. And you see that the drive went up here to almost a 0.7, 0.65. As that drive went up, you can see the torque went up a little bit. It's not a lot of load on this. It's a pretty light aluminum arm, a little bit of torque. And you can see the motor tracked up, and then the drive slowed down. But then, right then, I hit a new set point, and it set on another trajectory, another drive, and achieved that new set point. The other thing you can do, you can run it like that, and then you could also turn it off on this front panel. So I'll point out that the green LED is lit, shows you it's running. I can hit the red stop button, and it will go to stop. So if you really quickly need to stop it, you can always hit that red stop button to stop it. And you see on Actuate Studio, it's updated to show you it's stopped and ready to run. Okay, well that's how you take a DC-112, connect it to Actuate Studio, set some control limits, and run it in manual mode to explore the performance of the arm. So thank you very much for watching. Have a great day.